Well, welcome in, Meredith. Hello, my name is Lyle. I appreciate you coming to seek some help. I know it's not always easy. I know that initial sessions and everything can seem daunting because whatever brought you here may be a lot. And I just want to try to help you feel welcome. Do you feel safe and welcome so far here?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Um, so I am an intern for social work at Cleveland State University, and so I do have a whole bunch of stuff I've studied and everything. Do you feel like so far safe with starting this whole assessment and going through, working through next steps and finding out what you need to do in treatment?
Yeah, I think what has been working, what I've been doing has not been working, so I'm willing to try the next step.
Well, I'm honored to be working with you, and I just want to let you know that there are some things that we need to discuss up front. First of all, it's informed consent. I see that you got all your paperwork here. Everything's filled out, and you signed the agreement to undergo some treatment with us, and especially with uh, whatever steps we need to take. I may end up continuing treatment with you. I may end up being referring you to one of our other social workers. We just need to find out exactly what you're here for. I see you've got all your insurance information filled out, everything like that. You are agreeing to treatment with us. I just want to let you know that everything that happens here will be confidential. Anything that you discuss with myself or any of the treatment team will not go outside of this building. There may be some times in staffing where we have our meetings. We like to discuss what's going on. Everything will remain private outside of those meetings, but sometimes we do need to discuss some things, uh, what's going on with the clients, but nothing will be reported outside of the agency unless you disclose that you have harmed someone in the past or that you have a clear intended plan to harm yourself or another person, especially if they are in a vulnerable community such as a child or an elderly person, then that will be disclosed to the proper authorities. But other than that, everything you discuss while in treatment here with Odyssey House will be completely confidential. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I have anything to hide.
Awesome. It's just some of these things that we need to ensure that people know, like, hey, because some people can be worried that their secrets won't be safe, and your
Mhm.
secrets will be safe with us because we want you to feel comfortable and be able to process the things that you need to process. Um, so you're ready. Want to get into it?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Well, I see that you got all this stuff filled out. And there's a lot of things that come through. And one of the biggest things that I am interested in is what brought you into treatment today? What brought you in to seek treatment today? I apologize. We're not even that far in, and I'm making assumptions. So what is it that brought you in for to seek treatment today?
Well, I knew that there were like problems in my marriage, and so um kind of as I started investigating them further, I started noticing some patterns that were matching up with like emotional abuse and psychological abuse and verbal abuse and spiritual abuse. And some like using size as intimidation. So, depending on where you stand and what your educational background is, based off of what I've read, that sometimes could be considered like physical abuse. So I am struggling at work with like, I'm always anxious that my boss is going to be mad at me, or that when I walk in the door, something's going to have exploded and I'm not going to be able to recover from it, or that I'm going to do like my best and do my job right, and I'm still going to end up like being reprimanded for it. And that's definitely like mirroring what happened to me in my marriage. And I'm just struggling with like how not to feel anxious about going to work and things like that.
And with the anxiety about going to work, these different feelings of things exploding and having to face adverse consequences, um, where else are you experiencing that, or is it only at work?
I think I guess when I think about it, like it underlies in a lot of interactions. Like if I'm running late to like meet friends for dinner, like I'm always planning for like how to justify or like how to explain why they shouldn't be angry that I showed up 5 minutes late, or if I'm talking with somebody on the phone or getting ready to make a phone call, like I'm always worried that they're going to be frustrated or disappointed that it's been 2 days instead of one day, or that I forgot what we had talked about the last time. But I guess I didn't really consider that kind of that was a pattern in other relationships. It's very noticeable at work, but in those day to day with people that I know care about me, I still have the same feelings. I just didn't realize that I'm feeling that way.
And when was the last time someone brought up any of these concerns of you being guarded about your safety?
Um,
Is that accurate for me to look at as you're not feeling terribly safe?
yeah, yeah, it's like a brain safety.
Okay.
It's probably not like they probably don't notice it or see it as much. It happens in my own mind, and as I'm interacting, like there's a lot of prepared worry that, you know, I don't think actually comes to fruition. And there's like a breakdown in the logic. Like I did my job, I did it according to the according to the job standards and the job description, and I executed it properly. But for some reason, I still am concerned that that won't be good enough. But that's all happens in my head. Like my boss never sees that part of things.
And so you start second guessing yourself. And have they addressed you with this?
No,
Okay.
there's no actual performance problems. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, like 99% of the things I've worried about never happened, so worrying must be working. Like
So
that,
worrying
that's
so much that you're so guarded.
that my worry has prevented it from actually coming to fruition. So,
And is this worry, is it preventing you from developing healthy relationships? Because you discussed how your husband, current husband,
former.
former husband, um, had caused himself to be bigger than you and intimidate you. Um, does this cause you worry in developing new relationships?
Um, I, I definitely am like guarded in new relationships. I'm definitely I'm always looking for whatever angle the person's trying to work at. Um, I'm also in a phase of life where like I have old relationships. I don't need tons of new relationships. I do have to engage in my community and in my workplace. So there are new relationships that develop, but I would say that like the worry happens more in the long-term relationships. There's a lot of like I'm afraid disappoint them, and or that like the expectation for like I gave you this directive while you were doing this directive. I changed my mind on what the directive should be, but I didn't tell you, and now you're wrong for that following the original directive and not executing the new directive that I never told you about.
And so that causes greater stress and anxiety and
Yeah.
difficulty with
Yeah.
like any sort of new closeness.
Um, w- um, um, it's probably old closeness. It's older relationships. Newer relationships aren't. I'm still, feeling them out. I'm still trying to get a read on what how they, how they interact anyway. It's the older ones that have more at stake that I probably worry about more because I don't want to mess them up and lose them. And again, like, I don't know that there's really ever been a time where that has like they've actually said like you didn't do what I asked you to do or anything. Like it's all me just preparing and anticipating this potential for problem.
Due to not feeling safe and feeling intimidated and belittled.
Yeah, yeah. I would say like closer to the belittled, like to the it's definitely the like you were never good enough, you never did it right, it's never what I wanted it. It's like you don't know what you're talking about. So, like the physical, like the intimidation by body size and stuff is was way more minimal. That I feel like that kind of happened when um the emotional and mental intimidation did not um work as well. So then like the physical had to add into it. But oftentimes the mental, emotional, even like spiritual um types of things that it's like super easy to play into um mental stuff because it's like, well, like God wants you to do this, or you're not being a submissive good wife and things like that. So um oh no,
Oh no, what happened?
can't see you.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, my cat just got crazy.
You know, I have cats myself, and they have minds of their own.
Can
They
hear you, but I
do
cannot
whatever they want.
find you.
And that's a hard thing about telehealth is sometimes we have technical difficulties.
Yes.
I'm still here with you.
Select allow while visiting this site. Okay. Oh, okay. Join now. Okay.
Hey,
It's me again.
yes. Hey, as long as we can hear, as long as we can see whatever we need to do, we're gonna work through these things. The big things is just making sure that we know what we're gonna be working towards, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
so we're gonna continue working through some questions. I just want to let you know if like some of them are hard, you can skip some of them. We
Okay.
can come back, circle around. It's up to you. I want you to feel like you are able to be engaged and feel comfortable. So if there's some that are too tough, or even if they're silly and you don't feel like answering them, that's totally fine. We can move past those just as long as we figure out like what's underlying so that we can eventually develop a treatment plan of what we're going to be working on in treatment. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so thank you for letting me know some of the things that are that you are wanting to address and what brought you in to seek some treatment. Um, some things that I like to discuss often, early and often, So what do you like about yourself? What do you like about yourself? Because a lot we don't get asked that a lot. We just assume that everyone has confidence and self-esteem, and that can be very untrue sometimes. And especially when we've been dealing with some difficult issues, especially from a former partner, I really want to know, Meredith, what do you like about yourself?
Well, that's a good question. I think I I don't know. I'm getting better about accepting and liking myself, but I don't particularly love myself. Um, for the most part, if I say I'm going to do something, I follow through on it. So maybe competent. I don't know. I don't know. That's not the right word for what I like. I don't know. This is a very hard thing.
Yeah.
I, I think like because of my old situation, I never felt like anything was good about me. So I'm working to like identify those things and what is good.
Well, and as you discussed from the emotional, psychological, verbal, spiritual, potentially physical abuse that you experienced, it can be hard to find some things that we like about ourselves sometimes because been forced into beliefs that may not even be yours. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can work through that and find out what Meredith appreciates about herself and we can
Yeah.
guide through that and support.
I would say I could identify like characteristics of myself. I haven't gotten to the point of like being proud of them or accepting them as good necessarily.
What
So
is one of those characteristics?
I am very patient.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
probably a better word is long suffering.
Hmm. What if we focus on patient and take away that suffering aspect? What does that feel like?
Um, I think it will continue to feel better the more the patience comes with positive things, waiting and achieving good things like, postgraduate work and things like that. Um, Patience will be a much more positive outlook. But right now, it feels like long suffering because it's like being patient through very hard circumstances.
That makes sense. That makes sense, especially as working through like being guarded and everything. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Welcome.
What about strength? Because I like that like idea of like patience as a strength. What do you see as your strengths that helps you be able to work through things, to even ask for help?
Um, Maybe like my desire for education and like further knowledge. I think that's what propelled me to realize what my situation was. I wasn't satisfied with like this is good or this is how it should be. And I was determined to like mostly it was to improve myself and I found out what was really like happening and underlying.
As we search for knowledge and wisdom, we can get better understandings about these things and develop more strengths. And you're here. You're here seeking help.
Yeah.
What are your interests? What do you enjoy?
I don't have time to do it, but I like to do puzzles.
That
I
is
really
kind
enjoy
of,
roller skating.
how
I
are
would
you at
say,
roller skating?
how am I?
Yeah,
Oh,
how are you at
pretty
roller
good.
skating?
I mean, I have my own skates. They're gold, pink and sparkly with light up wheels. So
That
I
is
go
awesome.
about this age, I go about once or twice a year, but I would go more if it was close.
You know, that's still awesome. You get to get out there and do something. So puzzles, roller skating. What else do you like doing?
I really like being outside in the sunshine. I try to make time for that as much as possible. I'm not, I would not say I'm like a hiker active outside. I'm like, lay my beach towel out and lay out in the sun.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. What is important to you?
Hmm, I feel like, well, are you asking like,
Yeah, like what you
'cause-
value. What are your values? What do you
okay,
really hold dear?
um, like justice. I really, I don't know. I think like that's kind of propelled the trajectory my career is on is having justice for people, um, equity and things like that. So I value when like people act with justice or carry out, and not like vengeance, but like this is the right thing to do. And I don't know.
Some just fairness, equality,
Yeah.
kindness. Does that all sound accurate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And with all this, what helps you feel calm?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe laying outside in the sunshine, at least in the moment. I don't know that it always carries over. I'm not opposed to medicating to help bring that better balance of calm.
Now, with medicating, what do you, because we're going to get into some substance use history and everything like that. What is it that you utilize for medicating?
Well, like my doctor prescribed me Proprion, so
Okay.
that
So, something that actually helps with the nerves and everything.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as a social worker, I can't prescribe medicine or anything like that, but I can definitely help with referrals because we do have an on-site psychiatrist. So if you're needing assistance with like medication management and everything like that, we can definitely make that referral so that you're having your needs met that way.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you for bringing that up because that's something that, some people may be interested in to ensure that they are stabilized and feeling safe that way.
I think it probably opens the door for the other emotional work to be more effective.
Mhm. And that's all awesome stuff that we can work through to get through this emotional aspects that you want to help improve, to help focus on these strengths and developing more of them. Now we're going to get into some more monotonous questions. Um, yes or no questions. If you like to expand on them, that's always helpful too.
Okay.
And this is just going to help kind of have a better understanding of any possible diagnoses um, or treatment planning that we're going to work through. Okay.
Okay.
So, any current symptoms, anything that you are currently experiencing? Do you have a depressed mood? Have you been feeling
Um,
depressed?
it, I definitely had more of it before I brought it up with my PCP and we started bupropion.
So, currently feeling depressed?
Yeah, like better regulated, but I wouldn't trust myself to go off it.
Okay. Thank you. What about the ability to enjoy activities?
Um, I would say like every once in a great while there's like just joyful abandon. And then most of the things are like, this is pleasant. Um, but I have a healthy dose of cynicism so now.
It can occurs, um, especially when experiencing so much manipulation and everything. So, again, thank you. No, there's a lot of questions and everything. And how's your sleep been? Have you had more need to sleep, or have you been sleeping less or about average?
Um, I would say I sleep about average. Like
Okay.
right after I split up from my ex-husband, I definitely slept like all the time. But we're several years out, so I am in a better sleep pattern for that. I do like hold my teeth real tight at night.
So, clenched teeth, anxiety, and stuff like that. Is that what you're experiencing at night?
Yeah, I don't know if I dream about it or not, but I just notice like in the morning when I wake up, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Hmm. Thank you. And that's something that we can look at and everything as we move through these things. What about your interest in things? I know we already asked unable to enjoy activities, able to enjoy activities, but are you interested in engaging in different
Um,
activities or things you enjoy?
yeah, I would say I'm building new interests and with kind of my new community. Um, so yeah, there are things that I don't know. I think I'm better at trying things now than I was before.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. What about your energy? What's your energy level like throughout the day or when you're trying to engage in something?
Say like it's pretty decent. I would say that like any energy I don't have is more related to like naturally being a parent and working full time and all those other life things.
What about your concentration? And have you developed any forgetfulness? Are you pretty good with being able to stay focused?
Um, I I think I forget a lot more. I do a lot more writing things down.
Mm.
Um, but like when I'm working on a task, I'm able to focus on it. But if you ask me to like do something, if I don't write it down, I won't I won't remember to do it.
And that happens, especially with so much on your plate. What about your appetite? Has there been any change?
Um, well, The answer is yes, but it was like way lower and it's now back to like normal and healthy. So it has changed for the better.
Hmm, awesome. What about any guilt? Are you feeling any excessive guilt?
Um, that's a good question.
Hmm,
So many answers are like yes and no.
yeah, and yeah.
I don't feel guilt about like separating from my ex-husband or those choices. Um, but because we have kids together, he has access to me and can still like send messages of like, the reason that our children have these problems is because of you.
So you can get
So,
cold.
yeah. Oh, I'm bullied all the time. And so if I don't have good support and keep it in check, I can start to feel guilty about those types of things, about what kind of a parent I am.
But does that cripple? Is that like crippling guilt? Does it prevent you from doing things, especially as a mother?
Um, in action, no. And when my children are around, no. In the private quiet, like emotionally, it can be very, uh, I don't know, if crippling's the right word, but like devastating.
Sorry, and then I get things wrong sometimes. So if I do, I apologize.
Oh, well, it's a good starting point to make me like really think about what it actually is.
What about like any anxiety attacks?
I don't think I've had any of those.
Any violent thoughts?
Not for real. Cynically with, your best friends over about a glass of wine or something, but no.
Nothing to act on. Any fatigue?
Um, I think that's kind of back mirrors like my energy level. Like sometimes yes, but I don't know if it's just normal for life or because of my situation. I probably have mental fatigue from my situation.
Oh, yeah. What about any avoidance?
Oh yeah.
And you already said no real violent thoughts. I do have to ask, so any violence towards others?
No,
Um,
I don't have the energy
any
for that.
as a mother and work and school, like, yeah. Any decreased or increased libido?
Say like it's healthier. I
Hmm.
don't I think wherever it was way decreased and so it was not an accurate baseline.
Mhm.
So I don't know exactly where it is now compared to a terrible baseline, but it's definitely not hindering relationships.
Any hallucinations?
No,
Suspiciousness?
not like paranoia,
Okay.
skepticism, but not paranoia.
Have you been impulsive in any actions lately?
No, I would say I am, I played it by the book before, especially because, as I mentioned, like with spiritual abuse, like clearly I was in a religious system and playing it by the book did not really end up great for me. So there was a little bit of a time where I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna live like the world and do all the things. But I wouldn't say it's like impulsive.
Okay. What about any racing thoughts?
No,
Any risky behaviors?
no. Even in my rebellion, I can't be risky.
Any excessive energy that just you get a boost out of nowhere and you don't know where it came from?
No.
What about any increased irritability?
I would not say irritability. I would say easily emotional towards like sad, but not towards angry or agitated.
Any crying spells that you've had outside of like
Prior,
maybe normal crying or any currently?
prior to like starting on the bupropion, yes,
Okay.
which is like why I went back to the doctor and I was like, I can't live this way.
That's awesome. And I know that like you discussed some difficulties in finding strengths and things that you like about yourself. I just want to point out that I have noticed a strength, and that is you are in tune with yourself. When you have some self awareness and finding that you do have a need and you're here for help, and you already started getting help by getting on some sort of medication. So I
Well, I
want to say that's
appreciate
pretty awesome.
your word for it. Your word in tune, my word, like over anxious, overthinking.
Because we can
So
think some awful thoughts about ourselves sometimes. And you know what? You have some self awareness, and we're sick of feeling that way, and you're working towards it. So that's pretty badass strength, if you ask me.
thank you.
Um, have you done any self harm recently?
No, never actually.
Awesome. And have you had any suicidal thoughts? Any thoughts of ending your life? Um, thank you. I know there's a lot of questions. Um, and we're going to start working into like just some medical sides of things. Um, we'll just go through this quick list and see if there's anything. Are you doing okay though? Do you need a break? Is this too much, or do you feel good about continuing right now?
Um, yeah, I feel good. Probably when we're done, I'll like go home and go to bed.
Mm.
But
It's a lot, right? Like
it's
expressing why you're looking for help. And so that's fine. A nap is good.
my brain will be like done.
Well, let's work through these things. And just let me know again if like it's too much, if you need to stop, whatever. So, anemia. Have you ever had any anemia?
Is that low iron?
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, and any family members?
With anemia?
Yeah.
Uh, well, yeah, my son is like chronically low with iron. So
Any asthma or respiratory problems?
no.
And then I'm also not a doctor, so I can't treat any of these things, but it's just good to have on file. So if case anything happens, um, we can say like there is an emergency and at least we know what's going on. So, any cancers that you've
Not
experienced?
with me personally. My family is littered with cancers.
Any like close relations, mother, grandmother?
Yes, my grandmother had leukemia.
Okay. Any chronic fatigue?
I don't think so.
What about chronic pain?
No,
Diabetes?
like my grandparents were diabetic, but like my parents are not, and I'm
Any
not.
history? Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry for interrupting. Any history of epilepsy or seizures?
No,
Fibromyalgia?
no,
Any head traumas?
none that I remember.
Then any traumatic brain injuries?
No.
Heart disease?
Hmm. My grandma with leukemia had heart issues, but like my parents do not, and I do not.
Thank you. What about high blood pressure or high cholesterol?
I do not currently have any of those. It's definitely like in both sides of my family.
Any intellectual or developmental disabilities?
None that I know of.
Kidney disease or liver disease?
No,
Stomach or intestinal problems?
not with me, no.
Thyroid disease?
No.
Any other medical conditions that would be worth noting?
Um, I skipped the testing for it, but like my dad has some blood disease disorder, something, and I could be a carrier, I think. I think it would show up in my kids, but I did not opt to do the testing. And
Okay.
my mom has some weird blood things. My family has weird blood things, but currently none of them have manifested in me.
That's good to know. And something that they have not manifested in you.
Right. The worrying
Um,
part of me is like, when's the shoe gonna drop?
oh yeah, that just waiting for the rug to come be pulled out.
Right.
Any past medical problems or non-psychiatric hospitalizations or surgeries?
Um, I had my tonsils taken out when I was a kid. Had a colonoscopy. God, I can't even say it tonight. But for polyps in my colon, but that was like when I was 5 years old. So lately, pretty healthy.
Awesome. Have you ever had an EKG?
No,
EKG, sorry. No.
either way, I've
Um,
never had either of the letters.
fantastic. So now any mental health history. Have you participated in mental health treatment before?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
When and for what?
After my son was born, he's my first child. I probably had postpartum, which was also probably made worse by having an abusive, emotionally abusive husband. So, I did a little bit then. Frequently, what would happen is I would go and he would not see the improvement that he wanted to see. So he would say, like, I'm not funding this anymore. And so then I'd stop treatment.
Mhm. Has there been any other mental health history?
Um, no, in my youth, like my nickname was Happy. So I feel like up until I met my husband, I was pretty healthy and on a good course.
Ever hospitalized for any mental health treatment in that time?
No,
Um, any allergies?
none that I know of.
So you put your current height and weight down, so we'll go from there. Current medications. You said bupropion.
Hmm. And I think it's Sprintec, the generic form of birth control. That's it.
Any supplements, vitamins, anything like that?
Um, like I like to drink dandelion tea. Supposedly it's good for detoxing.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes just believing it sometimes can help, but
Right.
I'm not a
I
doctor.
like it because
Don't
it
play with
tastes
it.
like an autumn afternoon in a cup.
Yeah, I get that. I've had it before, and it really is
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's like just nice and just, oh, outsidey.
Yeah.
Um, are you currently pregnant or think you may be pregnant?
No.
Are there any concerns about your physical health that you would like to discuss?
No, but I don't know why they don't ask you if you're like currently menopausal or perimenopausal, because I probably would fall in one of those categories.
Well, are you menopausal or perimenopausal?
Probably perimenopausal.
Thank you. And you know what? We can always adjust our assessments later. And good thing, like sometimes we catch things where someone catches something and we can adjust. So thank you. Um, when was your last physical?
I think I saw her like in September.
So recently.
Mhm. It is part of what you sign on for when you take medication.
Yeah, it is true. Um, so we discussed that you are on medications. Thank you. Um, so now I know you said glass of wine. Um, have you ever had treatment for any substance use, alcohol or other drugs?
No, I haven't tried other drugs, and my alcohol consumption is minimal, maybe once a week or something like that.
In the past 3 months, what is the largest amount of alcohol you have consumed in one day?
We were out socially, and I think I had 3 glasses. I don't know what the pour size is at the restaurant we were at,
Glasses.
but
Eh, You know, that's not terrible. Have you ever had more days where you've had more than 2 glasses of wine?
um, yes, but not like consistently enough to be able to identify that.
And would you say you have more or less than 7 drinks in a week?
Oh, less.
Okay, thank you. Have you ever abused prescription medications? Have you ever had a drink or used drugs first thing in the morning to steady your nerves? Kind of like, the hair of the dog.
Oh, yeah, no. Coffee? I mean, Legal addictive stimulant, yes.
We call that lifeblood around here. So, um, has anyone said that you might have a problem with your alcohol use? Do you think you have a problem?
No.
Um, have you ever tried any of the following? Alcohol is a yes. And when was the last time you did drink?
Uh, 2 or 3 nights ago.
Cool. Have you ever used cocaine,
No,
ecstasy,
no,
heroin,
no,
LSD, or hallucinogens,
no.
marijuana?
Uh, I tried a synthetic version since it's been legalized. It was not for me.
Methadone, methamphetamines,
No,
painkillers not as prescribed,
no,
stimulant pills,
no,
any tranquilizers or sleeping pills, benzodiazepines, or anything like that.
no.
How many caffeinated beverages do you drink in a day?
Mhm. If you average it out, I don't even have one a day.
Okay. Do you smoke?
No,
Have you ever smoked?
no. I tried it one time, like took a puff. And then I was like, I don't want to cough all over, like, and look like I don't know how to do this. So I'm just not even gonna attempt it.
Wise. Um, so that's substance abuse and medical history. We don't have a whole lot left, but it's going to be a little bit more personal situations here. With your family background and your childhood history, what is your ethnic and cultural background?
Like a lot of German, um, in like heritage, but not necessarily in like tradition.
Okay.
I'm not, I mean, we're not like Oktoberfesting it or anything. So
Were
I
you
would say my
adopted?
culture,
Oh,
oh, sorry.
sorry. I jumped ahead. I'm so sorry.
Well,
So your
it's so
culture.
hard with the delay in telehealth. So,
Yeah.
my culture is like more spiritual culture than like a ethnic heritage. And that would be like Protestant.
Okay. Were you adopted?
No,
Where did you grow up?
I grew up just outside of Columbus, Ohio, and I've lived like in a 20-mile radius my entire
Have some roots.
life.
Who did you live with when you were a child?
My mom and dad and my older and younger brothers, and a variety of pets.
I see you have a cat.
Yes.
I count my animals as family. I could be one of those crazy cat dads. Do you count your cat as family?
Um, Not quite there. I'd say she counts as my son's family, but she's not. She's just my pet.
What was your relationship like with the people who raised you?
It was very good. Yeah, I can't complain. I also did not test any boundaries. I'm not a button pusher. I'm not a boundary pusher. So when you're pretty compliant, it's easy to get along with people.
How old were you when you left home?
I went to Otterbein College at after my senior year, so like 18-ish.
Okay.
And I lived off campus or on campus and off campus, but not at home the whole time.
Through your life. So we're gonna discuss some trauma history, any that you experienced or witnessed. Um, have you experienced physical abuse?
Outside of like how I defined from my ex-husband, the intimidation by size, nothing other than that.
Emotional abuse? Did you ever experience any neglect?
Um, I don't know how often things have to happen for it to be considered something, but like I dropped a Murphy bed on my foot before the springs were put into it and I thought my foot was broken. And my ex-husband was just like, I really can't help you get to the doctor. So I don't know. Say like borderline neglect, but not like, people were not worried about me. It did not show on the outside.
Do you ever experience any sexual abuse?
No, it's so interesting because like emotional abuse is like a thread in all of these things. So like when you're coerced and manipulated and belittled, you agree to things, but also like I was married to my husband, so
Or was it ever against your will?
I don't think I knew I had a will.
Okay.
So, but like in my childhood or anything, no, nothing.
Have you ever witnessed anyone being abused?
Um, Outside of like physical abuse, no,
Has anyone in your immediate family died?
no.
Have you experienced any distressful or painful events that still bother you?
Um, like there are a lot of things from my marriage that like circle back around.
I know we've already discussed some of these things. Is there any that you would like to elaborate on? Would you like to pause on this and move on, or what are you feeling?
Probably with those like they're easier to come up with like when we're working on solving something. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this instance. When you ask me to like recall them, it's a little harder to do without like a connecting factor.
Thank you. Some of these traumatic events can have lasting effect, right? And so just like to see what you have experienced so that when we make sure that you get a treatment plan going and everything, we can figure out what we can work with. So thank you for disclosing this. For your educational history, I know you said you're still in school.
Mhm.
Um, and what is the highest grade you have completed?
I finished my undergraduate degree, a
Which
Bachelor of
is
Arts in Sports Management.
awesome. That's kind of cool. So you
Yeah,
have a double
I like,
bachelor right now?
no, I have a minor in public relations and a minor in business administration. and I'm working on my master's in social work.
That's awesome.
It's
And
something.
where did you go to school? It was what was it again?
Uh,
Aberdeen?
yeah, Otterbein.
Otterbein, sorry.
It's a small liberal arts college outside of Columbus, Ohio.
Did you ever participate in any special education while growing up?
Yeah.
Completed some college, quite a bit of college. Completed 4-year degree, yes. And you're working through your graduate degree, correct?
Yes.
Reading level. If you are able to work through that, I imagine you can read some, or can you read very well?
I would consider pretty well.
Do you need any assistive technology?
I don't need it. I take advantage of audiobooks all the time, but I don't need them.
Same. Writing level. You can write.
Yes.
Can you write well?
I would say circling back to like skills or things you like about yourself. I think I can express myself in writing decently well.
Awesome. Do you need an interpreter for sign language or anything?
No, thank
Maybe I
you.
should ask that one earlier, huh? Occupational history. Are you currently working?
It's
Where at?
I work at it's called People in Need. It's Delaware County's largest food pantry. And then I do eviction prevention and utility disconnect prevention there.
That's awesome. How
It's
long have you done?
I've been there a little over a year. I found it when I was looking for an internship um for my last semesters of internships, but I love it and I did not realize that I would love it so much. So I was very thankful to find it.
Especially with that eviction prevention and what's going on now with the government, like
Yes.
there's definitely going to need some assistance with some food coming up. So that's
Yes.
awesome, and that might be rough.
We expect record-breaking numbers next week.
Well, I hope you have some self-care. What kind of work have you done in the past?
Um, let's see. Right out of college, I worked for the YMCA and I did some fundraising for a private school. And then I took a break to have kids. And then when I needed to go back to work, I started at Meals on Wheels, working like with the computer system and the database. And then I went into dementia care and I did the life enrichment activities. And I did that for about 2 years. I really like that. That's what started me on my social work track
That is so
was
cool.
mental health for people who are losing their mental health. So
So always kind of been involved in some sort of social worky stuff,
yeah,
or
I
it
did not
seems.
realize it. I didn't even know what social work was until I like got through working in dementia care like a couple years ago, 20 years after my college experience. And then I was like, social work has been here this whole time. Why did nobody tell me?
And here you are doing the thing. Have you ever served in the military?
No.
Moving on to relationships in your current living situation. Um, what kind of relationship are you in now? Are you single, married? I know you said divorced. Did you remarry
I
or
did
part?
remarry. Yeah.
How long have you been currently married?
I think we're approaching our fourth anniversary and our fifth year together.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
What's I was just about to ask, what's the relationship like?
I
And
sometimes I'm
then
like, I don't know why you like me so much. I don't understand why that you like me. I don't understand why you're not angry and, annoyed with me.
some of that patience.
Yep.
Um, what is your sexual orientation?
Um, I don't know the proper term for myself, but I'm heterosexual, one partner, my husband.
You said you have children. How many do you have?
I have a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter, and they live with us every other week. And then my husband has an 18-year-old son in college, and he was with us every other weekend until he went to college.
So is it you, your husband, and your two children
Hmm.
every other
And the
week,
cat.
and the cat? Um, have you ever been arrested?
No,
Any pending legal troubles, anything like that?
no.
You said you are Protestant. Are you still practicing in that religion?
Yeah, I thankfully have had some very gentle people who have worked with me through the process of kind of reconciling some of that. I would say my beliefs, even in the system that I function in, have changed. Um, but it's still I still have the same deity.
So do you find that is helpful for you at this time of your life?
As I know it now, yes. If I had not had a perspective switch, it would be very detrimental, but it's good for me now.
And how does it help you?
Um, I'd say it gives like a place for my justice need.
Mhm.
Um, I'm very much of a like feed the poor, feed the hungry, help the poor, those types of things person. And um, I feel like my my understanding of faith is much more aligned with that. I would say, like, if you look at it objectively, like Jesus was the first social worker type of thing. Maybe not the first, but he exemplified social work. So,
That Jesus fella sure showed a lot of empathy.
yes. So, anyway,
Is there anything else you would like to know? That's the last question I've got for the assessment that we've had to do. Is there anything else you would like us to know?
um, not that I can think of right now. Probably if you ask me this question next week, I'll be like, oh, here's the 5 things I didn't tell you.
Hmm. Well, speaking of that, I do have availability next week at the same time. Another question for you. Would you be willing to come and start processing some of these traumas and some of these things that you would like around, I don't know, 6 o'clock next Tuesday?
Yeah, I think that'd be very helpful.
Well, then that's all that I have for you for tonight. If you have any questions or anything, if you're really like having any mental health crises or anything that come up before then, you can call, leave a message with the secretary. And then there's 988 for the mental health line if there is anything coming up and you can't reach any of us. Um, Another question. Would you like to do another appointment over the computer like this, or would you rather be in the office in person?
Um, I much prefer in person, but it feels like with my schedule, probably telehealth is good for right now.
Okay. Well, then what I am going to do is I'm going to schedule this, put this on the calendar. I'll send you an invite with the link and everything. It is secured. And if there's any questions, anything, feel free to email me. Um, and when we do the intake, well, we did the intake, everything like that. But when you do the sessions, you'll have my secretary will pop up on the screen first, confirm any insurance stuff, get the copay out of the way, all of that. So when it's just you and I meeting, all we have to worry about is just you and I meeting. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome. Well, I know we went through a lot today, and next Tuesday, we are going to start developing a treatment plan and understanding what outcomes will be with treatment. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you. I hope you have a good week.
Thanks. You too.